Good morning, students. In the last class, we have introduced finite fields and polynomials. So let's see the brief of the last class. So polynomial rings was introduced, actually a given ring or which is abelian with respect to addition and distribution over the multiplication. So it is a polynomial ring. An expression of the form f of x is equal to a n x to the power n plus a n minus 1 into x to the power n minus 1 up to a1 x plus a naught x power 0. So where the coefficients of indeterminate x a n minus 1, a1, a naught, okay, which are belongs to set of all real numbers. The degree of the polynomial ring f of x is n, okay, the highest power of x, that is n. The coefficient of x power n, which is named as the leading coefficient of f of x, here a n, and a naught, so a naught is the constant term of the polynomial since x power 0 is 1. So a naught is also called constant elements. Then the polynomial ring R of x, okay, the notation R of x means the set of all polynomials in the indeterminate x with coefficients from R. So in the example 4x cubed plus 5x squared plus 3x plus 2. So which is the example for polynomial ring. Here the indeterminate coefficients, which means the coefficient of x cubed, x squared, x and the constant term, that is 4, 5, 3 and 2, which are belong to set of all rational numbers, that is Q. And also we have discussed the polynomial rings under the operations of addition and multiplication. And also we discussed one theorem. The statement of theorem is if R is a ring, then R of x, that is polynomial ring, R of x, comma. So in the ring there are two operators, addition and multiplication. So plus, comma, dot is a already polynomial ring over the set of all real R under the operations of addition and multiplication. So here the two polynomials are given f of x and g of x. The degree of f of x is n. The degree of g of x is m. Then the addition of the two polynomials f of x plus g of x, which is also a polynomial ring, and the product f of x into g of x, which is also the polynomial ring. So which was proved in the last class. So next, the corollary. So let R of x, so R of x be a polynomial ring. So then the first result, if R is commutative, then R of x, the polynomial ring, is also commutative. Okay. If the set of all real is commutative, then the set of all the polynomial ring R of X, which is also commutative. Then another one corollary, if R is a ring with unity, then R of X is a ring with unity. The last corollary, R of X is an integral domain if and only if capital R is an integral domain. So integral domain means no zero devices. Okay, no zero devices, which means A not equal 0 and B not equal 0, then its product AB is also not equal. So the first one, then proof of the corollary. First we have to prove, so we are going to assume capital R is commutative. So then we have to prove the polynomial ring R of X, which will also be commutative. The first. So in the statement, they have given R of X is a polynomial ring. So then we can assume the polynomials f of x and g of x. So f of x will be an x to the power n plus an minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 plus etc. a1x plus a0 x power 0. Okay. So the degree of f of x here n. The leading coefficient is an. Then another polynomial. So the another polynomial g of x, which is also considered, that is bm x power m plus bm minus 1 into x to the power m minus 1 up to b1x plus b0 x. Here the degree of g of x is m. The leading coefficient is bm. And also the coefficients of x, the coefficients of indeterminate x in the both polynomials, okay, ai and bi, which are belonging to the set of all reals. So that's why we put ai comma bi belongs to R. So in the first, we have to prove if R is commutative. Okay, so assume capital R is commutative. So let capital R be commutative. Then we have to prove the polynomial ring R of x, which also be commutative. Okay, so multiply, which means we assume we have taken the polynomials f of x and g of x. Okay, we have to prove f of x into g of x, which is equal to g of x into f of x. Okay, so if I prove f of x into g of x is equal to g of x into f of x, then we can conclude that capital R of x is a commutative ring. So multiply f of x into g of x. So how to multiply? So look at the f of x. So an into x power n. Okay, the first term of f of x, which is multiplied with each term of g of x. So you know the multiplication. How to multiply the two polynomials? Then an minus 1 into x to the power n minus 1, which is multiplied with each term of g of x. Okay. Then after multiplying, the degree of f of x into g of x is n plus m. So collect the coefficient of x power n plus m, that is an into bm. Then collect the coefficient of x to the power n plus m minus 1, that is an minus 1 into bm plus an into bm minus 1. Okay. Then third term will be coefficient of x to the power n plus m minus 2. Okay. So up to a1 b0 plus a0 b1 into x power 1 plus a0 b0 into x power 0. Okay. So then, so we know capital R, the set of all real is commutative. So then an into bm. Okay, an into bm satisfy the commutative property. Then an into bm can be written as bm into an. Okay. Then look at the coefficient of x power n plus m minus 1, where an minus 1 into bm, it can be written as bm into an minus 1 plus an into bm minus 1. can be written as Bm minus 1 into An. Since R is commutative, that's why the real are commutative here. So finally, the coefficient of x, there a1 b0 plus a0 b1 can be written as b0 a1 plus b1 a0 into x plus a0 b0. So look at the coefficient of x over 0, that is a0 b0. So a0 commutated, that is b0 into a0. Since R is commutative, okay, initially we assumed R is commutative. So now look at the polynomial. So f of x into g of x, which is equal to g of x into f of x. Okay. So we proved f of x into g of x is equal to g of x into f of x, which means the polynomial ring is commutative. R of x is commutative. Okay. If R is commutative, then R of x, which is also commutative. Then second corollary. If R is a ring with unity, then R of x is a ring with unity. So R is a ring with unity. So that is U. Okay. The unity in R, okay, which is considered U, lowercase u. So now we have to prove the polynomial ring R of x, which is also have the identity U of x. So look at here. So now the polynomial f of x is multiplied with the unity u unity. So u of x power 0. So unity is a constant polynomial. That's why u can be written as u into x power 0. So f of x is multiplied with u of x power 0. So initially we have taken f of x is equal to an x power n plus an minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 up to a1x plus a0 x power 0. So which can be written summation. Okay, here we have written the summation form. So summation I is equal to 0 to n ai into x power I. Okay, if you expand the summation, you can get the f of x, an x power n plus an minus 1 x power n minus 1 plus etc. a1x plus a0 x naught. Okay, so summation I equals 0 to n ai x power I into u into x power 0. Okay, so now multiply. So u into x power 0 will be multiplied with each term of the summation. Okay, that means so u is a real number. So u is multiplied with each ai. Okay, u is multiplied with an minus 1, an minus 2, etc. a1, a0. So simply it can be written as summation I equals 0 to n ai into u into x power I. Okay, so we know u is a unity in R. Therefore, ai into u. So ai into u, that is ai. Okay, if any element multiplied with the identity element, we can so the product of the element into the identity element is equal to that element. So ai into u, that is ai, since u is the unity in R. So summation I is equal to 1 to n ai into x power I, that is f of x. Okay, so initially f of x is multiplied with u into x power 0. So f of x into u into x power 0, we got f of x. So R of x, so u of x power 0, u into x power 0 is the unity in the polynomial ring R of x. Okay, if R is having the unity, then the polynomial ring R of x, which is also having the unity. So u of x power 0 is the unity in the polynomial ring R of x. Okay, the second corollary is proved. Then third one, capital R of X is an integral domain if and only if capital R is an integral domain. Okay. So assume capital R of X be an integral domain. Okay, capital R of X be an integral domain. So you know the definition of integral domain. Integral domain means there is no zero devices. So let's A comma B belongs to set of all real. Okay, set of then A and B. Okay, both non-zero real numbers. So A and B both are non-zero real numbers. So that's why we put A not equal 0 and B not equal 0. Then the constant polynomial A into x power 0, comma B into x power 0. So that is constant polynomial. So here initially we have assumed the polynomial ring is integral domain. Okay, if the polynomial ring is integral domain, then we have to prove the set of all real will be an integral domain. Okay, so let A x naught comma B A into x power 0 comma B into x power 0 belongs to R of X. Then multiply these constant polynomials. So A into x power 0 into B into x power 0, which is not equal 0. Okay, since R of X is an integral domain. So since R of X is an integral domain, that's why whose product is not equal 0. So then A into x power 0, look at the left hand side. A into x power 0 into B into x power 0. So you have to multiply the real numbers. So A into B. So A into B, then x power 0, that is x power 0 means 1. Okay, so that's why we put AB into x power 0. So AB into x power 0, which is not equal to 0, which means obviously we all know x power 0 is not equal 0. That is indeterminate. X power 0 is not equal 0. Okay, which means A into B, the product of A and B, which is also not equal 0. Which means capital R is an integral domain. So initially we have taken A comma B belongs to R. So A and B belongs to R, which is also non-zero real. We proved its product is also non-zero, which means capital R is an integral domain. So now the converse part. So let us see the converse part. So now assume the set of all real is an integral domain. The set of all the real is an integral domain, which means if A not equal 0 and B not equal 0, then AB is not equal 0. Okay. So now assume, so consider two non-zero polynomials, f of x and g of x. F of x is not equal 0 and g of x, which is also not equal 0. So we have to prove its product f of x into g of x, which is also not equal 0. Okay. So if we prove f of x into g of x not equal 0, then we can say that the polynomial ring which is also an integral domain. So f of x in the summation form, summation I equals 0 to n ai into x power I. Okay. So you know the degree of f of x is n, the leading coefficient is an. Then another polynomial g of x, summation I equals 0 to m bi into x power I. The degree of g of x is m, the leading coefficient is bm. Okay. Here the leading coefficient an and bm, which is not equal 0. So then only we can say the degree of f of x is n, the degree of g of x is m. So now, so an not equal 0, bm not equal 0. Okay, the leading coefficients are not equal 0. So now multiply the leading coefficients an into bm. So obviously an into bm, which is also not equal 0. Okay. So if an into bm is not equal 0, then the degree of f of x into g of x is n plus m. Okay, since an into bm is not equal to 0. So therefore, capital R. Capital R is since capital R is an integral domain, okay, an into bm is the leading coefficient of the product of polynomials f of x into g of x. So then, which means f of x into g of x is not equal 0. Okay, so the leading coefficient an into bm is not equal 0. Okay, which is not equal 0, which was proved. Okay, so don't bother about the remaining coefficients. So f of x into g of x. Obviously, we can say that f of x into g of x is not equal to 0. So initially, we have taken f of x not equal 0 and g of x not equal 0. So now prove whose product is also not equal 0. So now we can say that the polynomial ring R of x, which is also an integral domain. Okay, which is also an integral domain. So let's see the example. So let f of x comma g of x belongs to z8 of x. Okay, z8 of x. With f of x is equal to 4x square plus 1 and g of x is equal to 2x plus 3. So find f of x into g of x, justify the degree of f of x into g of x and give a conclusion. Okay. So z of x means the polynomial ring. Okay, the coefficient of x belongs to the set of all integers. Okay, and also the suffix z suffix 8 means the coefficients belongs to set of all integers and also mod 8. Okay, the coefficients are less than 8. The coefficients are less than 8. So now multiply f of x into g of x. So multiply f of x into g of x. So 4x square plus 1 into 2x plus 3. Now 4x square is multiplied with 2x and 3. That is 8x cubed plus 12x square. Now 1 is multiplied with 2x and 3. So 1 into 2x, 2x, 1 into 3, that is 3. So 8. So here the coefficient, look at the coefficient of x cube, x square, x and the constant term. So the coefficient of x cube, x square, x, which is less than mod 8, which is less than mod 8. So here 8. So here, so f of x and g of x belongs to z suffix 8 of x. So 8 is the coefficient of x cube, that is 8. That 8 will be divided by the mod value 8. So at the time you can get the remainder 0. Okay, so 8 is congruent to 0. 8 is congruent to 0. So the coefficient of x cube, which becomes 0. So 0 into x cube plus, so 12. So 12 is more than the mod value 8. So 12 will be divided by the mod value 8. You can get the remainder 4. So 12 is congruent to 4 under mod 8. So therefore, the coefficient of x square becomes 4. So 4 into x square. Then the coefficient of x, that is 2. 2 is less than 8. So keep as it is. So 2x. The constant term 3. So 3 is less than 8. So no problem. So keep it as it is. So f of x into g of x, which will be 4x square plus 2x plus 3. So here the degree of f of x into g of x is 2. Okay, the highest power of x is 2. Therefore, the degree of f of x into g of x is 2. Then the leading coefficient of f of x into g of x is 4. So one more question is asked here. Justify the degree of f of x into g of x. Actually, the degree of f of x into g of x is 2. But degree of f of x, the degree of f of x is 2, the degree of g of x is 1. Okay. So now add the degree of f of x and the degree of g of x. That is 2 plus 1, 3. But degree of f of x into g of x, that is 2. So 2 is less than 3 now. So here we can say that degree of f of x into g of x, that is less than degree of f of x plus degree of g of x. Okay. Now the next theorem, let R comma plus comma dot be a commutative ring with unity U. Then R is an integral domain if and only if for all f of x comma g of x belongs to capital R of x. If neither f of x nor g of x is the zero polynomial, then degree of f of x into g of x is equal to degree of f of x plus degree of g of x. Okay. So we have to prove degree of f of x into g of x is equal to degree of f of x plus degree of g of x. But here the condition is f of x, neither f of x nor g of x is the zero polynomial. Okay. So here the proof, which is consisting two parts. If R is an integral domain, then we have to prove degree of f of x into g of x equal to degree of f of x plus degree of g of x. Okay. Then converse part, if degree of g of f of x into g of x is equal to degree of f of x plus degree of g of x, then R will be an integral domain. Okay. So in the first part of the proof, so in the first part of the proof, we have assumed capital R be an integral domain. Capital R be an integral domain. Then f of x. So consider f of x is equal to summation I equals 0 to n a I into x power I. So and g of x will be summation j equals 0 to m bj into x power j. Okay. The degree of f of x is 1 n and the degree of g of x is m. The leading coefficient of f of x is an. The leading coefficient of g of x is bm. Then if you multiply f of x into g of x, if you multiply f of x and g of x, the leading coefficient will be an into bm. Since an not equal 0 and bm not equal 0, obviously an into bm, which is also not equal 0. So the degree of f of x into g of x is equal to n plus m. Okay, the degree of g of x into f of x is equal to n plus m. But n is degree of f of x plus m is degree of g of x. So we proved degree of f of x into g of x is equal to degree of f of x plus degree of g of x if R is an integral domain. So now the converse part. So assume the degree of f of x into g of x is equal to degree of f of x plus degree of g of x. So then we have to prove R will be an integral domain. So consider the non-zero real. Consider the non-zero real a and b. So a and b are not equal 0. Okay. Conversely, we assume a into b equal to 0. Okay. A not equal 0, b not equal 0. Okay. But conversely, we have assumed a into b is equal to 0. So then f of x. So then f of x, simply we can assume f of x is equal to ax plus u and g of x is equal to bx plus u. Here the degree of f of x and g of x is 1. The degree of f of x and g of x is 1. The leading coefficient is a and b. So now multiply f of x into g of x. So ax is multiplied with bx and u. Then u is multiplied with bx and u. Then collect the coefficient of x square. Then coefficient of x then constant term. You can get AB x square plus AU plus UB into x plus U. Okay. AB. So A into B is equal to 0. Okay. Since we have assumed A not equal 0, B not equal 0, but the product is AB is equal to 0. Okay. Since initially conversely we have assumed capital R is not an integral domain. Okay. That's why we put AB is equal to 0. So 0 into x square plus AU plus B into x plus U. So look at here, the degree of f of x into g of x is 1. The degree of f of x into g of x is 1. But degree of f of x plus degree of g of x, that is 2. Degree of f of x plus degree of g of x, that is 2. So here degree of f of x into g of x, which is less than degree of f of x plus degree of g of x. Okay. So why we have the contradict result? Since we have assumed AB equal to 0, but A not equal 0, B not equal 0. Okay. So initially we assumed the contradict result. Okay, capital R is an integral domain. Okay, that's why we have taken A not equal 0, B not equal 0, but AB is equal to 0. That's why we received the contradict assumption, degree of f of x into g of x, which is less than degree of f of x plus degree of g of x. So our assumption is false. Okay, the correct assumption is the set of all real R is an integral domain. Capital R is an integral domain. Okay, so which is important theorem in the unit. So next, see the definition. Let capital R be a ring with unity U, and let f of x belongs to capital R of x with the degree of f of x is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, degree of f of x is greater than or equal to 1 if R lowercase r belongs to set of all real and f of r becomes 0. F of r is equal to 0, then the r, the lowercase r, is called a root of the polynomial f of x in capital R. So small r is called a root of the polynomial f of x in capital R. Okay, actually, which is the statement of the remainder theorem. That is, if f of x, so generally f of x is considered a n x power n plus a n minus 1 into x to the power n minus 1 plus up to a1x plus a naught. Okay, if lowercase r belongs to set of all capital R. Okay, so replacing x by lowercase r, then a n r power n plus a n minus 1 r power n minus 1 up to a1 r plus a naught, which becomes 0. That means f of r is equal to 0. Then r is a root of the polynomial f of x in R. So which is the remainder theorem on polynomial ring. So look at the example. So let r comma plus comma dot be a ring. So R is the set of all real numbers. So here f of x is given. F of x is equal to x square minus 2. So x square minus 2 belongs to the polynomial ring over set of all real R of x. Okay. Actually here plus square root 2 and minus square root 2. Okay. So replacing x by plus square root 2. So root 2 the whole square plus 2, 2 minus 2, 0. Then replacing x by minus of square root of 2. So minus of square root of 2 the whole square minus 2. That becomes plus 2, 2 minus 2, 0. So here plus or minus root 2 are the roots of the polynomial, the roots of the given polynomial x square minus 2. Okay. and also plus or minus root 2 belongs to set of all reals. Set of all real. So the next example, let f of x is equal to x squared minus 2 belongs to q of x. So q of x means polynomial ring over the set of all rational numbers. Okay, the polynomial ring over the set of all rational numbers. Here, the coefficient of x square and the constant term belongs to set of all rational. Okay, 1 and minus 2 belongs to set of all rational. Okay, so replacing x by root 2, x by plus or minus root 2. Okay, plus or minus root 2, which will satisfy the given polynomial, but plus or minus root 2, which are not the roots of the given polynomial, since plus or minus root 2 does not belong to set of all rational numbers. Okay, plus or minus root 2 does not belong to set of all rational numbers. Okay, here, so here the polynomial does not have the roots over the set of all rational numbers. Okay. So let's see the next example. Let f of x is equal to x square plus 3x plus 2 belongs to z6 of x. Okay. So the coefficient of x square x and the constant term belongs to set of all integers, integer mod 6, which means the coefficient, actually the polynomial where the constant, where the coefficient of indeterminate, okay, which may be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have to find the roots of the polynomial. So now put here x may take the values between 0 and 5. Okay, now putting x equal to 0 in the given polynomial, so f of 0 will be 2. So now putting x equal to 1, f of 1 is equal to 6. Okay, so 6, here the mod value is 6. So 6 will be dividing by the mod value 6, you can get the remainder 0. So f of 1 is equal to 0. Then f of 2. So f of 2 is equal to 12. 2 square plus 3 into 2 plus 2, that equal to 12. So 12 is more than the mod value. Okay, then 12 is dividing by the mod value, you can get the remainder 0. Therefore, f of 2 is equal to 0. Then now putting x equal to 3, you can get f of 3 is equal to 20. 20 is more than the mod value 6. So 20 will be dividing by the mod value 6. So you can get the remainder 2. Then now putting x equal to 4, f of 4 will be 30. So 30. So when 30 is dividing by the mod value 6, you can get the remainder 0. The last value of x, that is putting x equal to 5. F of 5 is equal to 42. So 42 is more than the mod value. Now the 42 will be dividing by the mod value 6. You can get the remainder 0. Okay, since 7, 6 are 42. So when you put x equal to 1, f of 1 will become 0. When you put x equal to 2, f of 2 becomes 0. When you put x equal to 4 and 5 in the given polynomial, f of 4 and f of 5, which is also become 0. Therefore, so x equal to 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, these x values which makes the polynomial 0. Therefore, 1, 2, 4, and 5, which are the roots of the given polynomial. Okay, 1, 2, 4, and 5, which makes the given polynomial 0. Therefore, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, and 5, which are the 4 roots of the given polynomial, and also 1, 2, 4, and 5 belongs to z6. Z6.
So consequently, here f of x has 4 roots, that is 1, 2, 4 and 5. So actually this is more than we expected, since the degree of polynomial, here the degree of polynomial is 2. The degree of polynomial is 2. So therefore the given polynomial which is having at most 2 roots, at most 2 roots. At most 2 roots, but we have 4 roots here. And the next definition, let capital F be a field for f of x comma g of x belongs to capital F of x, where f of x is not the zero polynomial. We call f of x a divisor of g of x. If there exists h of x belongs to capital F of x, with f of x into h of x is equal to g of x. So in this, we also say that f of x divides g of x, and that g of x is a multiple of f of x. Okay. So when g of x is dividing by f of x, you can get h of x. So g of x is the multiple of h of x, multiple of f of x. Next, the division algorithm. So let f of x comma g of x belongs to capital F of x, with f of x not the zero polynomial. There exists unique polynomial q of x comma r of x, so which is also belongs to capital F of x, such that g of x is equal to, so g of x can be written as q of x into f of x plus r of x, where r of x is equal to 0 or degree of r of x is less than the degree of f of x. Actually, when g of x is dividing by f of x, when g of x is dividing by the f of x, the quotient polynomial is q of x and the remainder polynomial is r of x. Okay. So already you have studied the division algorithm. So the same division algorithm is defined on polynomial is also. So g of x is equal to q of x into f of x plus r of x. Okay. Sometimes where the remainder may take the remainder may be 0. Okay, that is r of x is equal to 0 polynomial, or the degree of r of x. The degree of r of x is less than the degree of f of x. So f of x is the dividend polynomial. So f of x is the divisor polynomial. So the division algorithm over polynomials. Okay. Now the proof of the division algorithm over the polynomials, so will be discussed in the next class. Okay. So thank you, students.